Hello and welcome into the Spiel, another hour where we just encourage you to really think of nothing. I mean, we just want you to go along on the ride. That's why people say they've been watching this show for 12 years. We have great interview segments, lighthearted usually. We have some really great music. We'll have someone in the kitchen teaching you how to do something in your kitchen for your family. And we invite you to come back week after week after week after week. I don't think that's a big request. I think it's essential. I think it's important for you to get to know us. I'm Angie Wyatt, your host, and all the crew actually hosts the show now too. They made a point that they were just no longer behind the cameras. They're in front of the camera. And I love that just this week, let's see, we've been on the air how many years? Lucas said he's finally having fun doing the show.
Hey! Yay!
That was a little like out of nowhere. Where did that come from? And at what point were you not having fun?
No, it wasn't that I wasn't having fun. I just wasn't overjoyed by showing
You
up and doing
love
the
your
show.
time in the spotlight now.
But yeah, I think it's because I've been in front of the camera more.
Right.
Which is,
I
deserving.
figured. It is so deserving. I mean, now there's like anarchy and a coup. They're trying to just unseat, whomever, and may the best woman win.
What?
Yes. Okay. So anyway, I wanted to conduct an experiment today,
how
right
I
off the top of the
identify.
show. But before I do that, I have been told and told and told again, we have to encourage you to go to our YouTube channel, because apparently that's how people watch television now. So we want you to go to our YouTube channel, The Spiel. You're going to see a lot of years of content, and you can search and look and see if we've had that celebrity or that name or this person, and watch it. And just watch the part you want, but go to YouTube, like it, please, subscribe, and look for that each and every week. Also look for us on DBTV. We're streaming on Roku. We're streaming on Amazon Fire and On Demand. Really, we're streaming in too many places now, but it's a good problem to have, so there's no reason why you can't find us and join us on this crazy ride, right? Is that what it is?
Crazy fun ride.
Crazy fun ride. Hey, stick around. We're going to have that minute dance party coming up a little bit later. You already got that song picked out? Anyway, so my experiment is this. All right, maybe it has something to do with digital media. I don't know. But why is it that we are now inundated wherever you look? Somebody's telling you what to wear. They're telling you what to eat. They're telling you where to go. They're telling you how to exercise. Apparently, for the next 2 months, I do wall Pilates. My butt, my legs, my arms, everything will look just like this woman on screen. Guaranteed.
You have to do it for years.
Thank you. Years. And according to a lot of well-known, I guess, influencers online, if I do these 10 things, I'm also going to be a multimillionaire in a year.
Yeah.
You buy all that, don't you?
If you buy it, you're not going to be a millionaire.
Right. They're going to continue to be a millionaire
Right.
and turn into a billionaire, but you might be right where you are currently today,
Right.
unless you're willing to work it. And work it is what we've been trying to do. So, if you're at a point in your life where you're not traveling right now, maybe you are starting that new job, we're going to take you to places. For instance, just this week, we're taking them to the Botanical Garden in St. Louis.
Yep.
Why were you there and what did you do, Rob?
There was a Chihuly sculpture exhibit. They're all made out of glass. And
Yes,
they
Emily
lit-
told you about it.
She did. And then I was on the fence on whether I wanted to go.
Yes,
And
you
I'm
had
glad I
an
went.
ulterior motive. That's right.
All the sculptures were lit up.
Wow.
Which was really nice. And it started at sunset, and then you take the pictures in the dark.
Okay.
And that gave me an opportunity to mess with bracketing on my camera and long
Nice.
exposures.
And we're seeing all of this, right?
Yeah,
You've got,
yep,
okay,
yep.
examples of all of this.
But yeah, no, it was great. It was. I didn't expect to have a good time. We have a little bit of a story.
Uh-oh, what is it? What is it?
I got lost in East St. Louis, and I had literally no
Oh.
cell phone signal.
For those of you unfamiliar, but even people who live in East St. Louis will tell you not to come to East St. Louis and and stay too long and stop at a stop sign and whatever. A lot of gang violence, I guess, there. So
But yeah, I got lost. I tried to not use my GPS on the way there, and then when I got there, I was like, well, I kind of need it because I got to make a bunch of turns. Turn it on, literally no cell phone signal for like half an hour.
so scary.
Yeah, and I was trying to
Roll
find,
them up and lock the door. Chevy
Well,
Chase, I can say.
There were no my phone screen didn't show any roads.
Okay.
So I was like just having to wing it. I knew approximately where I needed to go, so I was weaving in and out of roads and stuff, and they were all
Needed
dead
to get
ends.
over the river
And
to
through the
get
woods.
to the botanical garden.
Right.
You go. Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm headed back to St. Louis this weekend. I have bought into this. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, Life Surge. It's a panel of celebrities. I guess these namesakes get you there. So several weeks back, I took my son to see Willie Robertson from Duck Dynasty was there, Tim Tebow, a lot of phenomenal HGTV personalities and such. They have a mantra, if you will. It's worship, wisdom, work, wealth. I need my son to, accomplish all of those things. So we're doing the workshop, right? So when you do the workshop, they also rope you into doing a class on finances and how you can get into the stock market and how you can make so much more money for yourself than the person currently managing any IRA or whatever that you have. So we're going to go learn. We'll come back. We'll bring it to you for free. It'll be great. And you're going to be a multi-gajillionaire again, Rob.
Hashtag lies.
Hashtag we'll see. All right. But we'll bring it back to the show. So, all right, we got to get to our guest today. Listen, we've got a guy. He's a marketing genius. He'll be in. Not only has he made, do we want to say billions or millions? Because again, we don't let facts get in the way of a good story.
Bamillions.
Yeah, he's turned, a $1 million service entity into a multi-million. We don't know that that's true, but he's very successful. He's had a lot of success, and he's had success within himself of late. So he's going to talk about that. Also, we found her on social media. She is blowing up. Her name, for one, Laramie Brooke. Amazing. She's coming in, and apparently she can cover 30 artists in addition to working on her own content. So that's going to be something to see. And she's with a noted guitar player. He's been around a while, and he's actually been on the show twice. And then this guy has taken you all over the world, and with Jesus leading the way. And then he's also pastored a church, a lot of international travel, and apparently makes a mean barbecue.
Yeah, he was a barbecue champion in like 10 or 20 years ago in Memphis,
boy.
Tennessee. He's won multiple competitions.
Awesome. And he's bringing some ribs today.
Oh, yeah.
All right, baby.
Yeah, it's cool how they use barbecue to fund mission trips.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Making money for good causes. So that's a good thing. Running to them, not away, like to a bathroom or something like that. So, and also that 1 minute dance party. So stay right there. We'll be right back.
Type 2 diabetes, I blamed myself because it was,
So I learned that we're now covering, I think, 50 artists.
And growing.
Vaping is not safe. I think a lot of people have the mindset that it's vapor, like coming from a teapot, and it's absolutely not the case because aerosol is actually what's coming out, and there's like small particles that they're breathing into their lungs, and even though they may say they don't have nicotine, they actually do have nicotine in them. They have nickel, lead, acetone, formaldehyde. Knowing that you're breathing those things into your lungs definitely is not healthy. So I just think young people need to be aware of that.
It all starts here. Our Amish craftsmen take their years of experience and combine it with the finest materials to create the building of your dreams. You know quality. You deserve the best. Let us deliver it to your door. Ozark Portable Buildings. Your building, your way.
So I've already shared that I made up a lot of stats, and I might have told people that, you are a marketing genius, Steve. You know this, right?
Well, I knew that, but I didn't know if everybody else knew that. I don't even know if they know it at work, but I knew that.
Steve O'Keefe, long time, just leader there at John A. Logan College. It's a wonderful community college, and the growth that you guys have had over there, and all that you've been able to do and experience. Kudos, congratulations.
Well, thank you. You know, I think the first thing they teach you in marketing class is location, location, location. And then the second thing is having a good product and
Yes.
and something that people are drawn to. And we've just got great people at the college, and people feel comfortable when they come there. And you know, we're right here in the heart of Southern Illinois, right there on Route 13 between Marion and Carbondale. So we knocked that one out of the park.
Absolutely.
But the real story is just the people we have there that make it a place that people want to come to. So
Absolutely. You know, it's a great place not only to go, to learn, to be involved. There's good community. There's a great workout facility there too, Logan Fitness, and that's a big part of why we brought you in today, because we wanted to know your secrets. Because I mean, look, I barely recognized you when you came in. You've lost like a lot of weight.
about 70 pounds since December. It was a choice, but choice I had to make. So
Yeah. It's tough sometimes, especially when you begin to age. You said you were nearing a milestone birthday, and you go for the exam every year, which everybody should do. Preventative medicine, just go in, you know, get the blood work, all that stuff done. And you didn't have a very good report.
yeah, I not the best patient in the world. So I would go, I would do what I had to do and go in for that. And every year they would hand me the paperwork and say, okay, go get your blood work done and send it back in, and I would file it somewhere.
Right, the
And
circular file. I got
this year they caught on to me and said, before you come in, we have to have your blood work so we can. So I went in, did the thing, and you know, tried to wear lightweight clothes. So when I got on the scale and
Take 5
and
pounds off,
take my
yeah.
wallet
Yeah,
out, my keys
absolutely.
and phone,
Shoes,
and lay it all to
everything.
the side and everything. And so I did that, and I saw the number, and I was like, whew. And then we sat down, and I know my doctor, you know, small
Sure,
community, and
sure.
and she and I were talking, and she said, okay, let's go through your blood work. And she's flipping through, and she said, this is okay, this is okay. And then she got to my blood sugar. And I'd had to fast before I did that, and it was way elevated. My A1C was way elevated. And she said, you're going to, you know, we're going to probably have to put you on insulin. And I was like, whoa, wait.
Whoa.
And to me, that was like a life sentence, right? So I
Absolutely.
was like, what have I done?
Yeah.
And when it's type 2 diabetes, I blamed myself because
Yeah.
it was, you know, there's some hereditary stuff and different things that go to that. But the biggest part was I wasn't eating well. I was drinking a lot of soft drinks and different things like that, and not exercising anymore like I should. And I'd let it kind of get out of hand. And so I was down on myself a little bit, a little depressed. And
You were working hard as well, which we all do. You've got to make some choices, because you can stay at the office all day. You can be stressed out. You've got college-aged kids now, and you want to plug Ole Miss. I mean, he loves the place. But they're beautiful kids, and I know they're rooting for you. They're very athletic and such. And you know, you got a lot of people watching you, and you want to make the right decisions. And you decided that day. You didn't wait. Like, you took action that day.
I did, because I was like everyone else. I sat there and I looked in the mirror. I knew I needed to do something, and I turned 50 this year. I had told myself, okay, I got it. It's going to get harder the longer you wait.
Oh,
so
sure.
in this year of 2023, I'm gonna get after it. And I got in my truck when I left the doctor's office, and I had a big styrofoam cup with, you know, a sugar-based drink in there, and I was going down the road, and I rode down the window and chucked it. And I don't endorse littering, but I chucked it out the window, and I called my wife and said, I know I said I've got to do something,
Yeah.
but I have to start today.
Today.
And I did. I had to get to that point, and I tell people that, yeah, I started that day, but I wasn't perfect that day.
Right.
I didn't do everything right that day, and
Right.
I'm you know, typical person in education.
Yeah.
I like to research, so I just kept Googling things and reading things
Absolutely.
and pulling up health articles and different things, and just kind of found what works for me. Just
Right.
because it worked for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you or anyone else.
I love what you said. It's advice that you've always given your kids. get your mind right. You got to get focused. In particular, at our age, you do stress because you worry about your kids, but you want to be around for your kids and your grandkids.
Yeah. So my kids are in their late teens, early 20s. They're both away at college, and I wanted to be able to go do things. They're reaching that age. We talked about this earlier, that hopefully those first 18 years
You had to parent.
You parented, and hopefully then you get to a point where we can have more of a friendly relationship.
Sure.
And I wanted to be able to go and do things with them and not be tired.
Yes.
Or not, be like, I want to go back to the room, or
Yes.
I want to do this or that, or I just don't feel up to it, And so this spring we were down for my daughter's sorority parents weekend, and there was nothing till later in the day, and she and I got up and went for like this 3-mile walk, and
Love that.
had coffee and did these things, and I was like, man, that felt
You really get to know your kids in instances like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been a real inspiration for a lot of people, to include me, because I remember, I think I was one of those. I said, are you okay? You're like, I'm great. I'm making I'm eating maybe some things I shouldn't be eating this weekend, but I'll make up for it when I get home. And, don't beat yourself up about it. Just get going today, because there are people who count on you. There are people who want you to stay around for a while. And your health is serious business, in particular as you age.
Hi, I'm Bradley Griffith. I am the director of Logan Fitness. We have so many different things to offer as far as the fitness center, the aquatic center, our classes. It's just a really great place to be.
It's a very friendly community. Everyone's very kind and welcoming here.
Everyone who's here is striving to better themselves. That's something that really drives me, and it's just an enjoyable environment to be a part of. I encourage anyone who has never been to Logan Fitness to come and give it a try, because I know that they won't be disappointed.
My name is Brett, and I used to smoke. I quit, but not until I got a serious gum disease. My tip to you is, your smile says a lot about you. What does this say?
So you've always been poignant in your posts and such, and if you don't follow him, Steve O'Keefe, what's your daily, what is it that you just live by, and what is it that you're offering people for encouragement?
Yeah, so every day's a new day. My late father-in-law was an incredible coach, and he coached girls track, and he always had when a kid would look behind in a race, he would say, don't look back, you're not going that way. So that's kind of how I try to keep our Logan Fitness published in the spring, a side-by-side picture, a headshot I had done at work. And I've tried not to, we'll do post. I'm as active as a 50-year-old should be on social media, but because of my position, I don't do a lot of outside of just posting my kids and different things. So, but people have noticed.
Football.
Yeah, and Ole Miss football and Johnny Logan basketball.
That's it.
And my people notice, and they'll make comments. But I haven't wanted this to be a big, you should do this thing. And I always tell people, what I've done's worked for me. It may, I'm a researcher at heart.
Yeah.
I love to play golf. I'm not great at it, but I love it. And so I was like, well, if I'm going to lose weight, I might as well maybe get better at that. So I researched and figured out workouts I could do, and we talked. But I do a walk where I really elevate the incline on the treadmill.
It's called a hot girl walk. His daughter told him about it, and it's 12, incline 12.
Yeah.
Okay, and what speed?
Speed of 3 for 30 minutes.
Okay, and here, he's genius. Listen to this. So then you find like a show or something that you
Spiel.
can
You can
watch.
watch
The
the
Spiel, half of it at least for 30 minutes? Is that what it is?
Yeah, so 30 minutes.
And time goes by, and you get your mind in the right place, and I told you, the man is brilliant. I mean, that's just, but your daughter actually gets credit for that.
She gets the credit for that. And, I love to listen to music when I work out.
Yeah,
I have a very eclectic playlist, but I couldn't just stare forward or look at a TV screen that had no sound. So I thought, we all watch TV on our phones now, so I'll stream something. I'll watch if it's a weekend, I'll watch a golf tournament while I'm on there. And all of a sudden you look down and it's been 10 minutes, it's been 15 minutes. And it's
smart.
To me, that's a key. You have to incorporate both. I enjoy the weightlifting more than I do the cardio, but
Mr. Universe, watch out. Like, here he
Yeah.
comes now, right?
Yeah, I just want to hit the golf ball a little further and
Good for you.
and be in shape.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm not trying to knock the world out, but it was a health thing for me, and it should be a health thing for everyone else. And if you, like I said, things worked for me. I did the fasting, intermittent fasting. That really works for me. I'm not a scientist. I don't know, but mentally for me that works, and it gives me a challenge every day. But when people tell me, "Well, I couldn't do that," or I could build up to it.
Build up
right?
to it. I
So
love that.
part of the time you're fasting, you should be asleep anyway.
That's right. So start right where you are. I think that is the key. And again, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Start where you are. Just reinvent yourself all over the place. You probably want to say a little shout out for your wife. I don't know that you mentioned her. The children you mentioned, but
Yes, my lovely wife of
yes.
26 years has been extremely supportive
Pretty
throughout
awesome.
this process, and reminds me when I eat too many chips and salsa at the restaurant, when I was like, you're going to have to take another blood sugar test at some point.
Oh,
So no, she's been great. I couldn't have done it without her.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, and we'll be right back. Do you sing a cappella? Can you ever just, all right, girl, go ahead. What you got?
At Carrier Mills Community Health Center, I feel like we're just a small-knit family. While we're all kind of new to each other here, we are learning one another's hobbies, everything about everybody's families, and that's just kind of the environment you're going to get here. And I think we all have the same goal here, is to make sure that everybody gets thorough health care.
You're going to be met with a super friendly staff that honestly cares about you. We were able to bring a clinic back to a town that desperately needed it. Lots of patients maybe don't have access even to the nearest town due to transportation issues, and so we're able to provide hometown care to those that are striving to make this community what it is today.
We invite anybody from the Southern Illinois region, especially those that are struggling to find a primary care provider who's really going to reach out to you and meet you where you're at. Whether you have insurance, whether you don't, we are happy to help provide as many services as possible with comprehensive primary care to really help the most underserved, vulnerable populations of the area.
Well, we've got him here on this stage. Gordon Holden, you know him. I mean, Gordon's been, he's been on the Spiel several times. And then we have Laramie Brooke. She's just a sensation that we might have found on social media, and she just happened to be available today. So we're glad that you two are here.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. So I learned that we're now covering, I think, 50 artists.
And growing.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
How is that decided how many people you're going to cover?
It was a little bit by accident. We just started picking songs, and I thought, I think we have a lot of people, a lot of different genres. And the idea was thinking about an audience that when you cover such a wide span, you're not going to sit there very long without hearing something, you know.
That's so good. We are happy to announce, though, that there's original music in the works.
Yes.
Longtime singer, back in the days when, honey, you could just belt it to the rooftops there in church.
Yes.
And, you were out there, and what happens in life a lot of times is just, it's timing, you know, and it wasn't time, and you've just returned to the scene again, a mama, a wife.
Yes, and now an
now
artist
on
of
our
sorts.
way to stardom, okay? That's how it goes. So I love that. What we're going to do is we want you, because your sound is so compelling, it's so awesome. We're going to do a couple of different songs, but we're going to give you a little taste of the song, and then we'll talk a little bit more about your path. So what's the first one we're going to do?
One of our favorites is Valerie by Amy Winehouse.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water.
Amy was one of those talents, just and you know, yeah, and you have that ability. She would stretch her voice all over the place, and I can tell that you enjoy that part of it as well.
Yes, I do. Makes it very fun.
When do you know to do that? When do you know to? Okay, I'm gonna push a little bit right here. When?
Just a feeling. Just a feeling. You feel the music, and when you get ready to, like, when I feel it building up, I'm just ready to go.
There it is. Very
almost
nice.
Like,
like a racehorse, you know?
Oh, girl, okay. Okay, like a
you know,
racehorse.
they get put in their little
Oh, yeah,
chutes and
right.
they're ready to go, and then when it's time to go, they go, and that's where.
And sometimes Gordon's over there like, okay, yeah, we got this.
Yeah.
We can do this. All right.
Yeah.
But
Hold on.
It's so good, though, when you work with a professional like him. He's
Yes.
been doing and he's worked with a lot of different talents. So
There has definitely been a lot of wisdom and knowledge that he has been able to pass on to me very quickly that I very much appreciate. Because
awesome. So good. Typically, when people sit down in an audience, you don't know what they're going to yell at. You're like, hey, play this or sing this. What maybe a male performer that you're able to cover? What's that song that's always requested that you wind up doing?
we usually end up doing Tennessee Whiskey.
We do that. And,
Yes.
of course, Sweet Caroline, Neil Diamond.
Very
we do
nice.
that.
We do Layla as
Yeah,
well.
Eric Clapton.
Okay, can we do a little bit of that?
Well, maybe
We don't
we
want to,
can.
again, we're not going to get in trouble. I promise we're just borrowing it. We're going to give everybody a courtesy. It'll be fine.
What'll you do if you get lonely? No one waiting by your side.
You said you were working on some gospel numbers, so I'd be curious to hear just a little bit from one of those.
Okay.
I don't know if I've got those memorized for Sunday yet.
Do you sing a cappella? Can you ever just, all
I-
right,
yeah.
girl, go ahead. What you got?
Okay. All right. Well, how great is our God? Sing with me. How great is our God? And oh, we'll see how great is our God.
That was Rob. What'd you think? That was pretty good, right? So now you know why we have her. We wanted just a little sneak peek preview before it's impossible to get her because she's touring and all that other stuff. So you guys were going to pick a handful. Is there one more song that you wanted to do?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I want you back.
Did you just say Michael Jackson?
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
Okay. All right, girl. Drop the mic. Okay.
When I had you to myself, I didn't want you around. Those pretty faces always seem to stand out in the crowd. But someone picked you from the bunch. One glance was all it took. Now it's much too late for me to take a second look.
Okay, that was Young Michael.
Yes.
Love
Yeah.
me some Young Michael.
Yeah.
Okay, that was really good. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, we count Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5 as two different artists.
Right.
So we can
We do have a little bit of older Michael in there too.
Okay. Well, that's, I can tell it's a treat to come to your shows.
Yes.
I can tell, like you said, the timing needed to be right. And I see it in your eyes and in your face. And you shared with me how you're choosing venues that are family friendly so you can bring your son and your husband.
Yes.
And you know what? I think with anything in life, that's so important to find that balance because you can't be the best you without them.
No, absolutely not. And I really feel like it took becoming a wife and a mother to get me where I was ready
All right.
to pursue all of my music. And
Here she comes, everybody. So
Yes.
get ready. Laramie Brooke. And it's interesting how sometimes you have to choose a name for yourself, the stage name, because your last name is
Zeshki.
There it is. Okay. So I think you need to look for Laramie Brooke. And if you can pronounce the other, go for it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Gordon, it's always great to see
always
you.
be good to
and
see you again, my friend.
Thanks so much. And you guys come back when those originals are ready.
We will. We will.
Absolutely.
Thank
We'll
you all
be
so much.
Happy to be back.
Very
Thank you.
good. And we'll be right back. Stay right there.
I am Dr. David Israel, and I am a board-certified pediatrician. It's not just about providing health care, but it's about being involved in their lives and getting to know the entire family.
I chose healthcare because I like to help people. Working in the real health setting and in a family practice setting, I get to have relationships with my patients and I get to know them on a personal level.
We see everyone regardless of their ability to pay.
We accept all insurance companies as well as having a sliding fee program.
The teachers are really good, they're understanding.
All our faculty here teach from experience.
I love it. It's so hands-on.
They want to see us succeed.
There's so many options, so many things they can choose from.
I wasn't just another statistic out there.
My advisors and my professors have been very helpful.
I've felt completely at home from the first day.
Everyone has been so welcoming and helpful and encouraging. It's made it really easy. So I would for sure recommend John A.
I was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. I've always had a goatee, and now I don't. And you lose a lot of things. I didn't just lose my hair. Going through treatment, you can't be as active, and it's hard when you come home and, Daddy, can you get on the floor and play with me today? And, unfortunately, some days it's, Daddy needs to go rest. I started smoking when I was 14 years old.
We are spieling it in our Prairie Farms kitchen, and today, listen up, I can't believe I'm saying this, actually. Troy Benitone is here with us, and we're going to take the mystery out of Memphis barbecue.
Oh, my.
And you know what? He has broken it down, guys. You're going to be able to do this at home when we get done, which is unheard of. And also what's unheard of is what you've been able to do with barbecue over the years. Troy, you've funded so many missions. I mean, this meat, we've said, is saving souls across the world. And because you got to fund those efforts,
Medical missions, everything.
Yeah, and you're out there. You've got a great podcast. I enjoy listening to you, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say about all of this today.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. My family's from here in the area.
Okay.
But I grew up in Memphis.
Oh.
And just being in Memphis, you eat nothing but good barbecue.
That's
Our worst
right.
barbecue is better than anything we get around here. All right. And I'm not knocking anybody, but I want to show you basically the first part. We'll have to clean up after this because this is raw meat and you need to handle this carefully. So as you see, other stuff's away from this, but I want to show people, this is what they call a St. Louis cut of ribs.
Right.
A lot of restaurants you're going to go, you're going to see a St. Louis cut. A lot of people have heard of baby backs.
Sure,
My baby back ribs. This is not a baby back rib. A baby's on the back. This is under the bacon on the front.
Okay.
So this is on the front of it. And the baby back ribs are real curved. They're off a pork chop, basically.
Right.
And so that's what you're going to see out a lot of places. You're going to see these a lot of places. But this is what you call a spare rib. This is a full spare rib. It's a kind of a classic front rib. Again, the bacon's on top of this. This is what you can get in a Kroger or a Sam's Club, a local grocery store.
Look for that.
You rarely find a St. Louis cut. I special order them, get them by the case, but I want to show you how easy it is for you at home to make it. So you can just go like I did to Sam's or Club. You take it, and I'm just going to show you a St. Louis cut would fit right there on it.
Perfect.
So that shows you how it looks, but you don't have to do that. You don't have a St. Louis cut. What this is the rib tip. That's the sternum. It's the sternum. So what you do is you just take it and you find a nice line and you just draw it down there nice and straight. And if you have a good sharp knife like this one, it will go right through the cartilage of the sternum. And then what you have here is now another St. Louis cut of ribs. Now, a lot of the guys will go ahead and trim this off here and square it up like that. And so you'll get a nice clean rib. And then you get the rib tip. Now, this is now a St. Louis cut of ribs.
Yeah.
This is a rib tip. Now, I wouldn't waste the rib tips. I'm going to show you what to do with those. And matter of fact, when we get done today, I think you guys are going to get to enjoy both some St. Louis ribs and some rib tips. Rib tips are famous in Memphis as well, St. Louis, other places. It's not a wasted piece. A lot of people think it's a wasted piece. It just needs to be cooked with a little bit more love.
Sure.
And you can do a lot with it. I'm just cleaning it up a little bit. There's a little bit of a membrane back there. One thing I want to show you is on the back of this. The trick is this membrane won't take smoke, won't take flavor, won't take anything. So it's like eating cardboard. And I'll tell you a Memphis secret. If you leave this membrane on, I didn't pull it clean for you. A really good person like my wife over there.
By the art of television, you will have cleaned
there.
it.
You see how that
Perfect.
pulled off right there?
Perfect.
So you take that whole membrane off, and that's just trash.
Okay.
All right. We need one more paper towel. You got one more paper towel? We'll just go ahead and do both of these because the crew's looking at me like they're gonna eat me.
Barbecue is messy.
Yeah, it is a messy business, but you just got to get one corner started. Just get one corner started, and if you really get that corner started, and this gives you like spidey grip. So you get that on here, and you just pull that off there. See, now it's exposing the fat, the membrane.
Right.
Let me get this little piece here.
It'll absorb your rubs and your sauces and all that good stuff. The smoke.
Yeah.
Okay.
A rule of thumb is if you're ever in a competition and a judge sees that paper, they won't even take a bite of the meat. They just consider you being so rude that you would be so unthoughtful for them for that. So real simply, I have a proprietary rub that I use. It's kind of an old school barbecue rub I've designed. You
if
can
he
go,
tells you about it, he has to kill
yeah,
you.
I have to kill you.
Yeah.
I let her see some of the ingredients just in case she's allergic. But you can go into anything good. That Sam's Club sells that brand. It's nice. Find something you like. Find something you enjoy.
Sure.
But I'm going to use ours today, and you know, we sell our ribs sometimes out in the area for fundraisers and stuff. You're just going to lightly go across it. You're not going to cake it on too deep, but I'm just getting these ready for the grill.
And this separates the champions from those who have to go home and learn from folks
You
like
got
guys,
it.
right?
And you see I'm doing the rib tips too. So the rib tips are, I mean, they're ribs. They're just a different cut.
Sure.
And we bought them, so why don't we enjoy them? I'm going to show you how easy they are to work with. Just going to flip it over. That was the back side of the meat. Now, it would have been, if you didn't take the membrane off, it would have been a waste of your time. So we're going to do the same thing on the top. Get these ready to go.
And you're not doing this sparingly. You go all in.
No, because this is going to cook for about 3 to 4 hours. It depends on our temperature. I'll give you a little bit of clues on that here in a second. But we're going to get it on there. We got it there. So this is on here. Let me just give you a couple things that to think about.
Okay.
When you put this on the grill, this is ready to go to the grill. This is real ready.
Okay.
I could let this sit for the night, put it on in the morning. Like when I did your ribs today.
Sure.
We started those this morning about 5 in the morning, but I rubbed them last night. So let it penetrate, let it sit in there. So just a good rub, proprietary rub, get something that you like and enjoy, got a little sweetness to it, a little bit of heat to it, it's all good. Now, you're gonna get it rubbed up. Then the next thing I do is you gotta get it in. Now, we're gonna cook on a smoker, not on direct heat. If you're gonna cook on direct heat, it's gonna be a lot different, a lot quicker. It's grilling. There'll be no smokering, and you can do them in an hour.
Yeah.
So if you go to a place like Dreamland in Tuscaloosa or Birmingham,
right.
those are spare ribs that are grilled. They're really fast cooked.
Real fast.
These are gonna be slow. We're gonna cook them at about 225. It's gonna take you about 4 hours, 3.5 to 4 hours to get them to the wrap stage. And wrap is what distinguishes us from Chili's, Applebee's, and your common ribs.
Right.
So these ribs are ready to go. We smoke with pecan and applewood blend. You can use any of the peachwood, applewoods. They work pretty good. We mix it with pecan, the nuttiness, it works. You can use what you like, hickory.
It's taken you years to perfect this process.
But we
truly.
Specifically like a pecan apple or a
Yes.
pecan peach blend. It just has a good flavor.
Wonderful.
And people we're right in Southern Illinois. Apples are rich, and it's kind of an apple place.
Yeah.
So these are ready to go to the grill. Let's
Okay.
go get them on the grill. We'll get the board cleaned up, and we'll come back and we'll take a look at
just a little
some.
break.
Well, I think our biggest service that we offer is our customer service. We genuinely care about people, and the people that come in, like, we want to do the best that we can for them.
We really value the customer more than anything else, taking care of them and making them feel like, you know, they're at home when they come here.
Best feature about this bank is just its family environment. We're here to help you.
You are a customer that we want to know what you need and what kind of service can we give you to make it better. And our people are going to give the best service available.
So by the magic of television, we were able to do a little time lapse, and this is like
3.5 hours.
Oh, it's beautiful. A little time lapse.
225, pecan and applewood. Now, this rib here that you see now, I've laid it on full because we're going to do something else to it.
Okay.
This is what distinguishes home ribs, local ribs from championship ribs.
Sure.
Is this rib is safe to eat. It's just not.
Not ready.
For a common person, yeah, but at home, we're going to let people do better. They can do better.
Do
So
better.
I'm going to show you how to do better. Okay, I put some brushes out here. There's different kind of brushes you can use. I'm not a big fan of these silicone ones. You can get a food grade paintbrush. It's food grade.
Okay.
You can get different kinds of things that you want. I'm just going to take this today. This is just wonderful. Prairie Farms butter. You just take this product. It does wonders. Butter is almost what all the world champions put on first. I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Well, it's going to moisturize. Just like moisturizing your face. We're going for a little spa day. A little piggy here. We're gonna have a little spa treatment. And it's been on the grill. It's been harsh. It's dried out. You know, this, you don't see the rub anymore.
No,
Rub's gone.
no.
Fat's gone. This is a cooked rib, but it's not ready for date.
It's not ready.
It's not ready for prime time. Then we're going to come back with that, and we're going to take a little brown sugar. Okay. Now, if you're at home and you don't barbecue, but maybe you're out there, you're a baker, you're probably starting to see something. Now, I'm going to give away a secret.
See, here's
A
another
lot
one.
of people will stop right here. But what distinguishes the champions is you go grab some honey. Whatever honey you like. Some people will use, nectars, some jellies.
Yeah.
But this it's moisture you're putting in. The butter's moisture. This is moisture. This
So
rib is
smart.
cooked. But then you're going to take this rib and we're going to wrap it. And how we're going to wrap it is I'm going to lay that on top of it. I'm going to create a trough here. You're going to see in a minute why that's important. And I'm going to gently, because the bones will puncture, I'm just going to roll, let its own weight go over. Like that, boom. So that's the round crown. All the goodness is on top. And in just a second, we're going to pop that back in the oven. But I'm going to do one more real quick. All right, so look here. That's the rip tip. Remember the rip tip when you had that butter back again? We're going to do the same thing to it. Now, you can do this with a pork belly. The pork bellies here, they're out now, I see. You can cook a pork belly just like this. When you get to the stage, you can wrap it, you can cube it, and do all that to it. Brown sugar next, if you would. You've got this down. See,
I got it.
See, you can do this. You can just, you can do this. A little brown sugar. You want to go honey? You want to go to the next stage?
We're definitely doing honey.
Now, we don't always do honey because honey's expensive. It's lavish. But if you're doing this at home and it's game night or you've earned it. Do it. So, and just wrap it. You can also put this in a foil pan, but you have to cover. The key is you're going to steam it. You're no longer grilling. And the choice to pull that at 3.5 hours is based on the beautiful color.
Right.
So by wrapping it, I stop the color. I hold that beautiful color, and now I make it delicious. So we're going to just take these real quick here. And if you don't mind, I'm going to stick them in this beautiful oven. And they're going to be in here. They are going to be in here for just like maybe 40 minutes. Okay. But by the Magic TV, these have been wrapped already for 40 minutes.
Wow.
And we're going to come over here and see what we do with them next.
Now I see why the trophies are so big, because look at all the processes and things that you have to go through.
Okay, I already unwrapped this one before we started today, just to make things a little quicker for us. But one of the keys is, if you ever hand these, start getting real tender here, what you have to do is, if you grab them, they'll fall apart because they're getting serious. Now, you're going to bring that camera. You see it? Bring that camera here for a second. Look here. You see this? This is what we call pork caramel. Pink caramel.
That's goodness.
That's the goodness, and that's what that took a bath in. And so you talk about luxurious, and so it's bathed in that. And see, by doing the way we did it, we've captured all that juice. Nothing's on the counter.
I'm surprised you wouldn't pour it back over. No.
No. Because what it's done, it's gone through it. Any impurities in that pig, it's pulled out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Now, this is the fun stage. We're going to glaze it.
Okay.
To make our glaze that we're going to put on, just say, let me show the folks at home here. I just got my barbecue sauce. This is just my regular, our proprietary barbecue sauce. You can go get whatever sauce you want.
With 17 ingredients in it.
Yeah, a lot of ingredients. All right, but it's beautiful. And my wife and I made it just last week for this day. Now you're going to take a basic sauce. You can use any sauce you buy in the store, but to turn it into a glaze, it has to lose the sauce consistency and be able to stick and hold. So to do that, the first thing you got to do is any glaze has to have some Prairie Farms butter in it.
Absolutely.
You add the butter to it. The butter is going to cause the sticking factor, okay? Then you're going to have the goodness. I mean, that's the sugar. I mean, there you go there. Now, a lot of times if I'm using store-bought, I'll use grape juice.
Okay.
I put enough that you can't taste the... What you want to do is you want to put your finger and go, I feel that grape in there. But your guests go, I wonder what that is. But if you can tell what it is, you cheated.
Okay.
So make sure you kind of get there. Now, when I use mine, I use grape jelly. Why do I do that? Because store-bought brands have xanthan gum and thickeners and things they put in it to stabilize. Mine's natural, doesn't have that. So I need the pectin in the grape in the jelly to help thicken it up. So you put this over fire and just heat it up, and it will actually blend in into this. Look at that. See how thick it gets?
Gorgeous.
And then you get right there to that, and you have it. Now, once you get that ready to go, that glaze has been heated. This glaze has been blessed. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start glazing these up. And you're going to see these ribs come out fast because the magic of TV is going to be wonderful here for us. So this is the backside. We only do the backside one time. Because it's going to be sitting in it. But you want to make sure both sides are taken care of. We want to honor both sides.
Well, because you don't know what bite the judge is going to get. You
Exactly.
don't want it to be that bite. That
And they look at the backside too.
Sure.
They don't just, they looked at that whole rib, they spin it around like it was, something special.
How nerve-wracking is that when they're sitting there trying it? You're like,
and then when they're blind, you actually don't know if they're trying yours. You're kind of looking to guess, go, no, I know that's mine. And a lot of the guys will put signatures on theirs just so they can kind of
brand the meat and stuff.
Brand the meat, yeah. Cut the meat a certain way. So this is the first coat. This is the top coat. Again, this is a glaze, not a sauce. This is going to thicken up in an amazing way. So Memphis is not famous for wet ribs. Memphis is famous for dry ribs.
Right.
This will be a dry rib. I know it looks like we're putting wet on it. It's not sauce. It's glaze. It's going to be like a candy apple when it's done. All right. Magic of TV. We're going to pop this in. You're going to go about 10 minutes. I'm going to show you how it looks. 10 minutes, about 250 degrees.
Okay.
Now, before the show, I put the first coat on these. So you can see now, they've got a nice coat on them. They've got a lacquer on them. They don't look like chilies. They don't look like the store-bought rib. So what you're looking for, and I'm going to have this because he's been in here a minute, but I'm going to do this. I know y'all may not like this, but see this fingerprint? Do you see my fingerprint? Yeah, if you can see the fingerprint, it's tacked up. Okay. So it's like guys, you ever been out there varnishing a deck? You want to wait for that varnish to tack up. Right. Once it tacks up, it's now can take a second layer. Okay. We're not going to if you put it on too soon, you're just going to blend them together and have a mush. What I'm putting on is depth, and so this is the second coat. And man, look at it. Now this is going to tighten up. The water's going to evaporate out. Remember, it's got jelly and it's got butter and sugar and the sauce in it, and it's just going to be delectable. All right, there's your second coat. Is it looking pretty good?
It's actually painful. I mean, it's like torture watching every face.
It's not ready. It's not ready to eat yet. I mean, if I'd be disappointed if you got to eat this, Angie. I want you to eat much better than this. I'm going to go to the top shelf for you. All right, these have had 2 coats on.
My goodness.
Look at those, and you can see how nice this is here. Now I'm going to show you again because we're going to put a final coat on. Once again, there's the fingerprint.
I see that.
Now, we're just going to put a light brush coat on. Just the heat of the rib itself is going to take that. All right.
Because you're judged on all of that.
Yeah. You're just going to paint this on. Now, some of the guys will create a dust or a sprinkle, and I do some of that stuff. I'm not showing you all my tricks. You'll be down there competing against me someday. But this is what I would call a finished rib. And as I can show you, the backside's beautiful. Wow. It's ready to go. Nothing's burnt. Nothing's been boiled. Yeah. It's been properly grilled. This takes about 5 hours.
I'm so happy that you showed the process and the love and the care and all that you put into this, because you've been able to change lives by this food prep. And it's wonderful that people see, hey, this is not something you just threw together.
Absolutely. No, it takes a lot of time. We've been doing this for over 12 years at Community Faith through our Barbecue Heroes. Right. We, on average years, raise about $30,000 through our barbecue. We have served the Salukis, local football team. We serve some people just for ministry purposes. Some we do as caterers, and we take that money and turn it into medicine and drugs. We have clinics in Liberia, West Africa, in Boe village there, Wela. We do it for educational support of people overseas. We have churches in Thailand and all kinds of places we're supporting through barbecue. And we don't just do this. We also do pork butts and briskets that are just fabulous. And we're going to, in a minute, we'll clean this up and we'll set this out properly. I want to show you what you don't see up here is a proper Memphis table set.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go to break, and when we come back, you're gonna continue to show us how it's done. All right?
Yeah, we're gonna lay it out for you. It's gonna be good. Don't miss it.
We'll be right back.
Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever. Dreadful sorry, Clementine.
Quit smoking today.
So this is the best looking picnic this side of Memphis. I mean, you killed it, Troy.
Well, we brought it all together. We came to show you ribs, but we want to show you Memphis-style. We want to feed your crew here. I can feel the hunger pains in the room.
They're drooling.
But you can't have ribs without its partners, and we've got the good coleslaw. We have put Prairie Farms in there. We love their half and half. We love
rich.
It's just so rich. Some people put a little bit of sour cream in there. We don't. My wife has her own mix there. Came from her grandmother. Potato salad as well. Our baked beans. We have about 5 different beans in there. It's fantastic. These are the rib tips over here I told you about. That's a throwaway for a lot of people, but. What happens is we eat that at the grill normally. Most people don't see that, but you can have that, serve that early. Then of course you got the St. Louis cut ribs, and these are the other ones we did a little earlier. We finished those up, and I think we're going to have a good party. In Memphis, one of the Memphis things that you see is you always see white bread. White bread is always on top or bottom. We put it on top at the end so you can hold the plate down so your food doesn't slide off as you walk back to your picnic table. And it also, absorbs the sauce. And,
sop up all that sauce.
And you use the clean side as a napkin. It works real good. and then we're famous in the South for whether it be pickled onions. This has been apple cider vinegar because we used apple wood. apple flavor and
Yes.
pickles. You just dress it on up, and you can pickle vegetables, other things. But this is a true Memphis spread. This is a dry rib, remember?
Awesome.
It's dry. It's all tacked up, ready to go. Memphis style.
May God continue to bless you and bless us. And where can people find you? Where can they follow the journey?
Yeah, our barbecue team, we do big events, and we do that. And when we do it, we're just like a caterer, but we have volunteers that do it. And we
Sure.
we feed 400, 500 as easy as we can feed.
Show up
But we
and show
never
out.
do anything less than 100 because to start the grill takes a lot of work.
Sure.
But we use that, and then we take those funds and use it to go benefit work we're doing, medical, agricultural, educational work, even church planting overseas.
And what are those websites?
Yep, cofchurch.org. They can find me. I'm Pastor Troy Benitone there, and link through us that way. Also, you go to Hands of Hope Foundation, hohfoundation.org, and that's the foundation that benefits by a lot of this work. And you can find ways to give and donate, and even go with us. If you're an educator, a medical professional, would like to travel with us on a future trip, we'd love to have you.
Wonderful. I tell you, you shared some stories during the break. Talk a little bit more about how people can find your podcast, because
thank you.
you've got some great stories.
Well, 2 years ago, Lucas Winkler helped me pilot a podcast called On the Dock with Pastor Troy.
Yeah.
So we built a studio and got an incredible studio, 3-set studio, got a beautiful old 150-year-old cottonwood table in there. And what we did was we just wanted to, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding is my favorite song. 2 minutes, 36 seconds. He never wrote a second verse. He died in a plane crash before he came back to write the second. And so I've always wondered what the second verse is. So my first question to God's going to be, could Otis tell me the second verse? And so we took the idea of sitting on the dock of the bay, on the dock, and thought we'd sit down with Christian leaders and business leaders that have a heart for God, and let them talk about things that would help people launch themselves from those table chairs and get out of the bay, out of the harbor, and into the deep. So we have season 1 already up in the air. Season 2, we just are wrapping up, and we're going to start season 3 in November. They can go to onthedock.org, find that. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Rumble, all those places.
Yeah.
But
go to onthedock.org. You'll find those links. Same thing with our church, cofchurch.org. We have a TV page. You can find out more about us there.
So you know what? May we try?
Yeah,
Now that
I think it's time. I think it's time to eat something.
Thanks for showing us the love today. We appreciate it.
Hold on.
What?
We didn't do our dance party.
Oh, the 1-minute dance party,
Oh, it's
everybody.
dance time.
Get ready. What's the music?
What happened?
Look at Lucas. All right, is the dance party canceled? Oh, here we go. What is it?
It's ribs and whiskey.
Okay.
Ribs and whiskey.
That's it. That's it. Okay.
I didn't know I had to dance for this.
You don't. This is so good.
Woo, it's good.
Oh, yes, yes,
You
yes.
see how they're just so ready.
It just rips off. That's
Yeah,
a
it's
dance in
right there.
itself.
Yeah, and you want to be able to take a bite. Right? Yeah.
Yum. That is amazing.
See how it's not wet?
So good. So good. We can't dance, Sam, when we're eating.
I got a money.
All right, guys. Great. Surprisingly, when we went out onto the streets, we were told to listen for horn honks. There were none.
I felt really positive about this book. I sent it up for a lot of awards, and it won quite a few.
Marian Medical Mission's purpose is to share the love of Christ with the extreme poor in Africa. We do this through the Well program by providing a sustainable source of safe drinking water while working hand in hand with our African partners. No overhead or administrative costs are deducted unless so designated by the donor. Be part of the solution. Go to mmmwater.org to donate.
So you guys worn out after the 1-minute dance party?
I'm always worn out and sweaty.
Yes, you are. Sam, look at, I told you, like the 3 of these guys just pulled up a seat. I mean, they were behind the cameras. Now they're in front of the cameras, and we're not even done with the show yet, guys.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Okay. Sam, are you nervous?
A little bit.
You should be. You should totally be. All right. We hope you enjoyed the show. Our goal was just to give you a couple of those things that perhaps you could use throughout your week. And we just want to give you one more thing. And I felt like this was the perfect group of encouragers. They can encourage one another. As you answer these 3 questions, we'll have one for each of you. And I'm sure that our audience will appreciate it immensely. Walker, we're going to start with you. Okay. All right. Your favorite love song?
Wow. It's like straight out of nowhere. Man.
Such a guy question, isn't it?
I feel like if y'all haven't listened to Ben Folds,
yeah.
Ben Folds is probably just any of his work. It's so like, it just like touches you.
Romantically, or?
It's a little more somber, but
oh.
like they're all.
So they are rolled into one. Love, somber, romantic. Yeah, love it. Okay. Rob, the best love song of all time.
Oh, what's that song called? Was it Fat Bottom Girls?
Fat Bottom Girls.
Is that what it is?
Thanks for that, Rob.
I wasn't allowed to say I don't know. So.
No, you would have been better for Sam's question. Best song to play on a first date?
That's it.
That's it. All right. Oh, Sam, that's what you got. Best song. Now, our audience they're depending on you.
Oh, no.
So the best song to play on a first date.
Oh, shoot. I don't know.
You're not allowed to say that.
I'm gonna say Latch. I don't know.
Latch.
Yeah.
Did he say
Latch? Yeah. Latch by Disclosure.
Was that a good one? All right.
I love that one.
Now look how quickly the girls just holler here. Favorite love song of all time? Okay. Who are the women we have working here? Look at Ashley. You're still the one. See, those are the kind of answers that we were definitely looking for. So we hope that you took from this show today that you are blessed right where you are. You don't have to be walking in anyone else's footsteps. So make a difference today, tomorrow, the next day, and then we'll see you next week.
Okay, bye. You're not allowed to say that.
I'm gonna say Did you come up with an answer yet?
Oh yeah, Drunken Love by Beyonce.
Oh, nice. How do you feel about that last segment?
I felt ambushed.
Ambushed?
It was so on the spot. I feel like I'm not good on camera.
Probably just any Benny G song,
yeah.
just to get the mood going.
Oh, I want to say like something from like Matchbox 20 or something like, I don't know. Sorry to Matchbox 20, but I'm like a huge fan, and I'm sure they have a love song out there. So that's what I'm gonna go with.
Awesome.